To run a sequence, select Run Test or press F5. To run part of a sequence, select Run Sequence. Select the desired part number and the most recently released sequence will appear in the list of work instructions. A serial number must also be entered or selected by pressing the Find button at the end of the serial number field. Once this is completed, select Continue. To run only one step, select the step and select Execute Single Step. Steps can also be edited in the Run Sequence window, but require special privileges to do so. To run only part of the test, select the first step desired in the partial test sequence, then Shift-click the desired last step. After this, go to the Selection menu and choose Select Highlighted to make those steps the only ones that are run. Select Execute Sequence or press F5 to run the selected steps of the sequence. Here the step created earlier to guide in connecting the part can be seen with its annotations. This step shows the correctly connected part. This step verifies the supply voltage from the power source. This step measures the current draw. Channel 1 and Channel 2 are set to 10 milliamps in this step. This is done by turning the switches on the part to the 10 position. Tests are now run on the part, including a linear voltage test, a feedback test, and a frequency response test. Select Save and Exit to create a report of the test. Select Print to print to the default printer, or Return to save the report to the network drive. Select Continue to save the report to the network drive. Selecting Not Now or Never will not save the results of the test to the network drive. To resume the test, select Resume Sequence. Select the same part and serial number as the incomplete test sequence. The test executive will default to the first and last steps that are incomplete to being the start and end points for the test. For this test, however, all hardware initialization is done at the beginning of the sequence. This has to be completed again in order for the rest of the test to be completed properly. This can be done by running these steps as a partial test sequence and then instead of saving and exiting, running the remainder of the sequence. Now instead of creating a report, the incomplete portion of the test will be highlighted and executed. If the hardware initialization was not run again, there would be errors in the incomplete portion of the test and it would not execute correctly. Here the position of the switches for channel 1 and channel 2 are turned to 20 milliamps. Here the position of the switches for channel 1 and channel 2 are turned to 30 milliamps. The same tests are run for all positions up to 100 milliamps. Selecting Save and Exit will produce a report that also includes the results of the first portion of the test. A test that has already been run can be run again by selecting Run Completed Sequence and selecting the desired part number and serial number. Start and end points also have to be set. From here, the test is run like the previous tests. Creating a report and saving it to the network drive will make this test the most recently ran test for this part and serial number.